agree. All right. The other big game taking place, at least it was a big game. Actually, there's a couple of big games we'll get to. But the real big game that usually is a much more, highly regarded game in terms of the rankings, Oklahoma, Texas, it's Red River. Texas obviously off the loss to Florida. Oklahoma dealing with the Mateer injury. I'm hearing Oklahoma -1.5 if Mateer plays. If Mateer doesn't play, it'll be Texas. Hold on, let me check that again. Texas -1.5 if Mateer plays. If Mateer doesn't play, the Texas line will jump to 5.5.
So the line means nothing, basically. It means who do you think is going to win. So it's not going to, no one's going to win 27-26 here. All off season, I said this is where I picked. All off season, I said Texas was going to lose at Florida. That just seemed like one of those games, and they were going to drop this game to Oklahoma and then come back roaring and win everything else. I'm kind of flipping now. I kind of think that Texas is going to – Oklahoma with or without Mateer, because the whole Mateer thing feels like, well, we're going to gamesmanship up. We're going to tell you while we go.
Venables has been like Maverick. You ever see that movie Maverick? You don't know what he's holding. You don't know what he's holding this week. I watched the pressers. You have no idea what he's holding. He's giving you the grin. He's like, he's here. He's there.
It's a little game. It's Red River gamesmanship.
Yeah, it's gamesmanship. I would do it too if I was the head coach. I wouldn't give the media a damn thing.
And this is one of those games too that throw out the record books. That kind of traditionally has been the case.
Yeah.
Where you've had some bad Texas teams come up and shock and be great. And last year they got thunder dunked on by the Longhorns, came up and just crushed. In the two years before was one of the best games of the season. I am not totally sold on Oklahoma with or without Mateer. It's been nice, it's been fun, but this is the beginning of the end for this Sooner team with what they've got coming next. And I do think kind of like Texas and Penn State are in parallel tracks, where you've got two teams that are as talented as anybody in the country, and neither one of them are going to look like they're going to go to the college football playoff because they have 9-3 all over them. But I think this is one of those moments where, you know what, Texas is just like, enough of this. They're going to play it up right. But no one's rushing the passer like USC and Oklahoma. And Arch Manning under pressure. Ugh.
Yeah, that's what when I've watched Texas this year. Again, 4 teams in the state of Texas, top 50 in rushing yards, Texas not being one of them. That's just wild to me. Their running backs against Florida had 9 carries for 11 yards in 2 games against Texas and Florida. In 2 games against who was the other game against Texas that they struggled in? What was their other loss that they struggled in? Against Ohio State, in the Ohio State game. Ohio State and Florida. So 2 games against legit teams, Ohio State and Florida. Arch, 35 pressures and 78 dropbacks. So just
something's missing.
He's under pressure. And people want to blame Arch, right? But I think you have to give credit where credit's due, or blame where blame is due to the rest of the offense and Sark.
Oh, you blame the adults. In this case, forget the money he's making, forgetting the fact he's Arch Manning. If you've got a guy, these people aren't dumb. Like everybody around the Texas program was like, look, they were legitimately gonna not play Quinn Ewers last year, like because of Arch was that that good. He's been that good in practice. He's been that good all the way around. He's obviously been well tutored, well coached, as well as anybody ever in the Manning family. Sark's obviously a phenomenal offensive coach, but something's just not clicking yet. And maybe it's just at bats. We forget that he's only played a few games. He's still only really 5 games into his career, really. And so sometimes it just doesn't happen right away from these guys like it does for others. The talent's still undeniable. I'm still going to go with my he's overcoached thing. And if they just let him go out there and let it rip,
all these guys are overcoached, I think.
Yeah, just say, look, you throw an interception.
I think there's a lot of issues around him, too, honestly. I think their offensive line has some problems. I think Venables is watching the tape this week, licking his chops, is what I think.
Yeah, because that pass rush is great. I just don't buy into the idea that Oklahoma is going to have enough of an offense.
Texas needs this game more, period, end of story. They've got 2 losses. They need this game like blood. Oklahoma can lose this game and still make the playoff. That's the way I see it.
Could, but won't. I mean, you want to talk about needing a game. I mean, I'm kind of with you, but after this game, at South Carolina, Ole Miss, at Tennessee, at Alabama, 4 of their next 5 games are away from home, and then they close with at South Carolina, Ole Miss, at Tennessee, at Alabama, Missouri, LSU. Thanks for playing, Oklahoma. It's been real. Yay, we'll talk to you next year.
But Texas, really, if they lose this game, it's really over.
Oh, yeah, because then
it's really over. Whereas Oklahoma could still get by and lose 2 out of those next 5 or 6 games and go 9-3 and make the playoff. If Texas is 3-3, forget it. It's done. It's over.
How about this? The University of Texas, the biggest athletic department in all of sports, they're going to go 6 weeks without a home game because they played at Florida. They get the Red River in Dallas, at Kentucky, at Mississippi State, and then they get Vanderbilt in November.
They'll make plenty of gate in this game in Dallas. Don't worry.
They'll be just fine money-wise. But
They'll
how do you
fine.
have
I'm not. Just like we don't cry for the bookmakers when they have a bad day against the public.
I still think that Strange thing is fine. Don't pay him off that thing. But don't hold a bake sale for the University of Texas. But
no,
but not to have a home. You have one home game until Thanksgiving. That's crazy to me. But Texas, you're right, is out. So they've got to win this game. But Oklahoma, if they don't win this game, we're sitting here talking, and this is crazy time talk. They're 5-0 right now. They could lose their last 7 games and not make a bowl.
Yeah. Texas plays Vandy at home on November 1st, so that'll be their next home game. They haven't had a home game since. So they went from September 20th to November 1st, 6 weeks without a home game. They had 3 road games, a bye week, 2 bye weeks. 1 bye week. 3 road games.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's like, thanks for coming to the SEC, and because of it, we're going to give you a break to start.
They had those 2 home games down the stretch against Arkansas and A&M. Again, they'll have plenty of, and they'll probably get a home game in the playoff too.